Yeah, and, Thiru sir, we would like to call you for the conversation. He was not here. I have seen him in the starting. Okay, then we can ask Udaya to give her views on the last version. What are the learnings? So I welcome all the captains to the second phase, and let's start the session now.
Yeah. Hi, sir. Good afternoon.
Yes. Okay. Morning, Udaya.
Yeah. Good morning, sir. Okay. So last version, so I've handled software testing 201. So 201, so for 11 members, in that 7 of them have completed their certification. So in that, which includes 5 from Q1 Cloud and 2 from 3 of them from outside Q1 Cloud. Yes, sir. So the feedback, I mean, so the first version, so we had only Q1 Cloud team members only in 201, but last time, so we had a mix of both Q1 Cloud as well as non-Q1 Cloud users. And yeah, so the feedback, I mean, so actually the Q1 Cloud, I mean, because initially for all the new joinees, we are also giving them training on the tool. But apart from that, for a non-Q1 Cloud users, so I mean, I thought it would, I mean, so whether they will understand or whether they will find it difficult to understand the tool and the syntax and all those things, but actually, so they have learned it with my less guidance, and they were able to clear the certification also. So for the final certification also, I have given them some practical demo, like so they how to automate any of the web application with some 2 or 3 modules, and they were able to automate it. And also the Viva session also went well, so they were able to answer whatever they've learned, so they were able to answer. So it was I mean, quite good, sir, actually, for 201, I mean, from my view.
So how many Q1 Cloud team members have cleared 201?
5.
5.
Yes, sir, and 3 from outside. Sorry, sir?
Including the previous cycle of retest, like the January, February, March time.
No, sir. This was completely new set of people. So the last last version. So I mean, whoever was there, so they've all cleared the 201.
No. Did we have 201 last time also?
Yes, sir. This is the second time.
Somebody would have cleared 201 last time also, right?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
So between the two, and there won't be any overlap. If it's done 201, they won't do it again, right?
No.
So what will be the total number of 201 certified Q1 Cloud team members?
11.
I think it will be around 12.
16.
16 is it?
Because in 301, yeah, 301 we have 11, and in 201, so we have 6 of them have cleared. So it is around 16 to 18 people total.
So total 201 cleared people are 16.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Of this, how many are in Q1 Cloud itself?
Q1 Cloud 13, sir.
13.
Yeah.
So is it right to say that the current team of Q1 Cloud, all of them are either 201 or 301 certified?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
So there is not even a 101 certified people in Q1 Cloud.
Sorry, sir. Not. Sorry, sir.
Is there anybody in Q1 Cloud team who is not 301 or 301?
No, sir. So almost all of them have completed 101, sir. And 201, only 2 people they didn't certify this time. And apart from that, so others have completed. And in 101 also, so the new joinees are still there. I mean, so they have also completed 101 this time.
Oh, okay. So there are some 101 team also or if you are...
Yeah, because, so recently we've selected the new people also, no? So they've joined 101 and they've also completed it actually.
Got it. Okay,
Yeah.
so one of the things which we discussed briefly last time also, that those who are not from Q1 Cloud, but they have cleared either 201 or 101, all of this certification, what are the plans you guys have to engage them? Is there a way in which we can engage them?
Yes, sir. Actually, for 101 itself, we planned them. I mean, for 101 last time, 101, so 2 people from Kapu has cleared it. So actually, we've taken them for Q1 Cloud already, like Divyashree and all. So she completed 101. So we've interviewed her and we've taken her to the Q1 Cloud process, and currently she's in the client project. So similarly, so we contacted 2 more people from Kolu and 1 from TN Palayam also. But since they were the client's park and all, they said, the DM said they cannot be relieved immediately. And so maybe later, some 3-4 months, maybe once we have a backup or once we have some other plans, so we can relieve them and all. But yeah. So, but every version, so we are contacting them only, sir.
No, there are a couple of things. See, one is that shifting people into Q1 Cloud is definitely an option, right? Even if it takes time, that's fine. We can work on it. But that's not the only option, because what will happen is our cycles will come fast. Like every 3 months, every next quarter, we will have more people come. Now, you will not be able to observe all of them into Q1 Cloud. Right? But if you drop them, then obviously everybody will forget, and after 1 or 2 more cycles, nobody will even remember what we did. So definitely we need to now come up with an option that's applicable for all our courses also, that those who have completed, at least forget 101, because 101 to my mind is still an introduction, right? People don't have to make up their mind or their process just based on 101. But 201 and 301, they have invested a little bit more time. They've also understood more. They are capable of more delivery. Now, this is definitely the bench strength which we all would like to have. And only thing is, it's not a dedicated bench to Q1 Cloud or any other course. They all have their day job. They're doing whatever they are already doing. But if we can figure out a way in which we can, let's say, just for idea's sake, suppose there is a bank of projects. We create a bank which has got a lot of list of projects, like whatever you think you want to do in Q1 Cloud, but we're not able to because we don't have team, right? It could be a small project, it could be research on something related to the new technology, or in fact, whatever thing which we want to build. Saurav and I just started talking. Is that how do we bring in AI into Q1 Cloud also? In the marketplace is already come. We haven't done much work on it. We are still talking about our old model, right? So now if we want to do something in that area, we need people who know the basics, people who can spare a little bit of their time, and people who can also contribute. So that is why I'm saying we should imagine creating projects which can be done by individuals or teams, which might take anywhere between, let's say, 6 weeks to 8 weeks. Because it can't be 6 months, then people will lose interest. So it has to be a short-term projects, which can be then done by people along with your guidance, because you guys have to do it, they can't do on their own, right? But then it doesn't mean that they have moved to Q1 Cloud today itself. But because they know the area, they can contribute. And once their completion is done, then we should figure out a way to acknowledge that. Either we should give them financial rewards, or that should be taken into account. Then we do a Dtouch or any other appraisal form to understand people's capability and motivation. So that way, whatever they are teaching will not go waste. While ideally, you would like to suppose Q1 Cloud wanted to recruit 50 people every year, and you are still only certifying 8, 10, 11, 12, then it's a different issue. But that's not the case with us. In some other case, it might be. For example, annotation, I think the requirement might actually touch 200, 300. But I don't think we have people who can be certified as experts or 301 level to immediately go into projects. Or we still need to work on it, because I'm also not clear. I'm getting mixed feedback from everybody on that. On one hand, we are saying we have courses, we have people, we are certified. On the other hand, we are struggling in pilots. Sometimes we don't have people. So those issues are happening. But for Q1 Cloud, clearly that is not the issue. The supply is more than demand. So therefore, we need to come up with an idea how to engage and utilize the team's energy and potential and reward them suitably.
Okay.
So when we roll out the next thing, it's something which we need to look at it seriously and put to the design itself. So
sure, sir.
Touch with the people.
Okay. Yes, sir. Actually, for currently in the Q1 Cloud team itself, we have people. The new joinees. So once they complete the training, so actually we are asking them to explore some of the technologies which we haven't tried, because since they have time, so we are asking them to learn. So we just give them some basic idea for how about the tool or the technology and all. So they have to come up with their ideas, and whether we can do it for mobile app or web app, whether we cannot do. So those kind of things we are actually asking people to come up with their recommendations and also. I think similarly we can do for the people with the Dtouch, whoever is clearing the certification. So we can also assign such tasks to them also, so that they will also explore side by side.
Okay, good. Thanks. Let's keep this.
Okay, sir.
Raj, you also take a note of this.
Sure, sir.
This is applicable for all our Dtouch subjects, all our captains, because at the end of the day, we are also trying to find a match between the interests of the learners and the client requirements. So client requirements is something which we cannot control. It will keep varying. It will come with a huge volume at one point, and then we'll not have volumes in other things. But those who are certified, at least around 201 and 301 levels, we have to come up with a method which we can productively engage them.
Sure.
Okay. Sure. Thanks. Let's move on.
Thanks.
Hi, Shanmugaraj, Niveda here. So, is it possible for me to go next?
Yeah, you can.
Okay. So, good evening, everyone. Just an update from my perspective is like the last version of 101 had around 60 members and 20 people have been certified. And 201 we had 20 students and 6 members have been certified and they've been moved to 301. So the last before version was we had 6 students certified studying for 301 and 5% got certified, out of which 1% was me. I was not able to complete the courses myself. And 101 we had 48 students in the first version and 25 people were eligible and 16 people got certified. Yeah, so you can ask me questions, sir.
No, Niveda, what we'd like to hear from you is that one, what is the improvement in the portal, and what are the strengths or positives you see, and what can be improved further for the next cycle, and how do you use your people who are certified?
Okay. So one other improvement that I see is like for this current version, from the last version, people have not been attending the captain session, but this time there was some suggestion telling that people have been finding difficult with me talking or teaching, taking training sessions in English. So what I did was like to repeat the same thing in Tamil as well. In that way, I did find a lot of people joining and asking questions and getting interaction. That happened with 201. 301 earlier, we had only people from Kapu, so English was the base of communication. So 201, I had mix of both other centers people as well. So English and Tamil had to did a good improvement in training. One other thing improvement I see is like the Dtouch version itself has been improved. But one that can improve is like the first starting. We have the, what do I call that? That criteria, right, to get into 101. That has to be more scrutinized, and a crucial filtration has to be done. So, thing one I found it is like a lot of people coming and telling me that I did not sign up for the course, but I was forced to choose one of the course from the 12 courses in which I ended up taking digital marketing, but this is not something that I wanted to do. So questions like this made me little difficult for them to like give them the interest to learn, also to make them understand if digital marketing is something that will be suitable for them. So one thing I would request Dtouch is to scrutinize the people who are only interested to learn the course, just to put them in 101 and not just complete the, we have this criteria that all 1,000 people has to be taking Dtouch course. Maybe that's why people who are not interested to learn also were put into my course, which I found to be little difficult for them to like train and all. So the basic interest itself was not there for that. So moving forward, if that can be like modified, or can some improvement has to be done, that will be great. And what else? What other question did you ask, Manisa? Sorry.
So what do we do with the team members who are certified in 201 and 301? How do we engage them usefully?
Okay, 201 people has to take 301. 30 people, there are 5 people who have certified. So far, we have already been using them for writing blogs, doing keyword research. So if you look into our website, you can find the first 5 blogs that has been written by these people. They have done the keyword research and they have written blogs as such. And one other challenge was like to give them access to the Desi Crew's Google Analytics or any other tools to use them, because they are I think most of them are started as intern, and they all have Gmail as their email IDs, gmail.com, and they do not have desicrew.in email ID. And the team, the internal team said that it's not a secure way to give access to these people to use them for the work. So previously we had we've been outsourcing our digital marketing work, but moving forward we are looking for people to work with us, so we can use them for like small works, like giving us the metrics for Google Desi Crew's monthly metrics or certain things like that. But the challenge is that they do not have a desicrew.in email ID. So Ashwant and other people are finding it a little I don't know, not secure to give the access to them directly. So we can use them for little work, but the challenges are there internally, not with them.
No, there are no challenges, Nivela. We need to be able to solve this. See, what we need is, what you are saying, or what I'm hearing is that desicrew.in ID is not there, so therefore they will not be able to access certain things, right?
They will be able to access gmail.com, but it's not secure way to give Gmail ID. So desicrew.in has to be given. For that, the intern resignation has to be changed into permanent or something like that.
That's got nothing to do with intern or who you are, right? There is an IT policy by which people are allocating IDs right now. But right now we have a lot of IDs floating around. We are trying to streamline that. So they will come up with a policy very soon. But while the policy is getting revamped, what you need is an exception approval. You want a desicrew.in ID to your team member. That's your requirement, right? Whether they are called intern or delivery manager is not your concern.
Right.
So treat that as an issue. Talk to Ashwin, talk to Thiru, get it approved, and that's it. The problem solved. I don't think it's a unsolvable issue.
Yeah, I did speak to Ashwant about it, sir. But at this point of time, since we had that wrong mapping and everything, some malicious website coming into our desicrew.in website, Ashwant was a little hesitant to give them the access at that point of time. I think I'll put a word again to make use of these 301 certified people.
Yeah, because the whole point is, your area is one place where we can deploy 100 people also. Because there is so much work that needs to be done in the digital marketing space. And there is Accountify, there is Q1 Cloud, there is Desicrew, there is within Desicrew, then you have transcription, the translation, then you have AML. It's unlimited work.
Right.
So whatever constraints which we have to work, please sort it out. And if there is still not getting sorted out, you reach out to me. Because I could see getting the people ready to get certified 301 is a difficult task. Granting one basic data and ID to somebody is not. Right? But for us, this has become easy, that has become difficult. So we just need to work on it and work on that part. The other point you mentioned about the allocation, I think this is a good feedback. I think we need to revisit this idea of the Dtouch team. See, Shanmu Raj,
yes, sir.
What I'm hearing from Niveda, and I'm sure it might be there for other captains as well, that they feel that they are having people who are not interested in learning their course. It becomes very difficult for anyone to convince them after that. If people are not convinced about learning, then it's a different issue. But if I want to learn Excel, but you put me in digital marketing, then the student is going to become very difficult to handle. Absenteeism, all that will happen. And this time also I mentioned, maybe we didn't implement it in the right way. We should definitely do this next time, that all admissions into a particular course will happen only with the consent of the captain. Captain has the last word to accept or reject. Now, that is how the principle should be followed. Now, the challenge will be, suppose there are 100 people in the course, will the captains find enough time to go through, guide, scrutinize, and then allocate? Or they will ask the Dtouch team to do something and get back to them? That we need to figure out. But whatever method we adopt, right, the principle is that nobody should be able to have a student who is not interested in learning. Now, coming back to the goal, what Nived also mentioned, our idea is to learn, make all the 1,000 people learn, right? Suppose all the captains reject everybody, and then there are some 200 people who are not admitted anywhere. That is also a scenario, because if I were a captain, I am spending my time, I don't want somebody who is a non-serious learner, right? So I will not give admission to that person in my course. Then this is the challenge for Dtouch and the HR to figure out what do we do with such people. See, I can give options. I can give you option number 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you wanted to do Excel, but you couldn't get Excel. But your data annotations are number 2 choice. That is also not there. But our number 3 choice is translation. But that is available. So you take it. So that way, you are not putting somebody in a course which they have not asked for. Okay. Expand the choice. Instead of saying 1 or 2 choice, maybe give them 2 or 3 choices or 4 choice also. But let them make a choice. And then if they go to all the 4 courses and all the 4 captains reject them, then what do we do with that people? What should we do to them, or how do we manage the situation? Something which we need to discuss before we launch the next cycle.
Sure.
Because it saps the energy. If people register and don't come, though I am telling the captains, don't look at the people who are not regular and things like that. But I do understand, as a captain or a teacher, if your people are not responding, or they're just sitting there and telling you on your face saying that I am here because Dtouch team has asked me to come, but otherwise I am not interested in learning, it's not going to motivate the captains.
Sure.
So I hope the HR, I know whether Dina and Tanya are there or not today, but they also need to understand this. This is an issue which we need to deal with, but which we need to deal with upfront, not at the time of certification. And we need to be also very clear. The clarity and transparency will definitely help us. There's nothing wrong. There's no shame. If I want to learn transcription and my captain rejects me, no problem. I can't take that as a failure or anything like that. There is some criteria they have adopted, or their limited number of seats, whatever it is. But as long as I get one of my top 4 or top 5 choices, I should be able to get in. And it's a continuous process. So maybe if I got my choice number 4 this time, maybe the next cycle I might get my first choice. From a learner perspective, it's not a big deal. But if all the captains reject you for whatever reasons, then it's a serious issue. So we need to look at this. A little complicated in terms of the design and the process, but it's not something which we cannot handle.
Sure.
Okay. Sure. Thanks, Nireta.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Niveda.
One other thing, Mani sir, moving forward, Sindhu will be looping in, and the content perspective are little going to be changed. So far, 101 was named as social media marketing, and we were only covering what is Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter and stuff like that. 201 had fundamentals of digital marketing, where you cover like the SEO part and all. So what Sindhu suggested is like either choose social media to be the course or the website part of the to be the course. So I think she is coming up with new courses where either one of the social media or the website will be for 101, 201, and 301, and she'll be looping in as a captain.
No, it is not that simple, Niveda. We also been conscious of the fact that a lot of these courses need revamp, right? So we're going to talk to all the business leaders, get their input also in terms of what they want.
Right.
And in your case, I don't know who, maybe Ashwin Nirmalya, I don't know. We need to understand what are our requirements in terms of this particular subject. And then we need to figure out what content. Then, of course, you or Sindhu or whoever is the captain who wants to do it, then we can sit down and talk it. But yes, we have understood that revamp is essential right now.
Right. Okay.
We'll do that.
And also, Mani sir, I would like to add one thing. So there should be some other complementary courses which should be done with digital marketing. For example, the graphic designing or the video editing part. So that should also be included. So some supplementary courses which should be, which will not take much time, but they have to do it for sure to understand the digital marketing concept. So I would like to suggest we include some supplementary courses as well in the digital marketing.
Sindhu, the challenge will be that if you make a prerequisite or you need to say that you need to learn this to come and do our course, a lot of people will run away just because of that. Because they are struggling to entice people to join their course. One option is you can incorporate some of those tools as part of your course itself. Because what happens is that, let's say I have to learn Canva tool, right?
Yeah.
If Canva can be part of your course, but then as an assignment or as a part of certification, you say go and learn a couple of more tools from the market, that is still manageable or we can make it work. But if you say that you need to do a graphic design or anything and then come to a digital marketing or social marketing, then a lot of people will run away for that itself. And you don't have to do it 101. You can incorporate these kind of things at the higher level, 201 and 301. And or part of that exercise or a mini project itself can be to find a tool and get yourself familiarized and show you that. So that way we can find a balance between what are the things which you want to do, though it's not strictly falling under the digital marketing, but these are essential components or things which are very critical because that's something which is required even internally. Like right now, DC Live team is generating so many posters. Dtouch itself is generating so many posters. And going forward, there might be other campaigns in which a lot of creative elements, which is huge. And I don't think as Desico we've explored a lot of things. We are still in the old format of sending emails and all of that. People have moved on to a lot of video communication, small bits and things like that, which we haven't really explored. So a lot of creative options are there. And people are probably doing it in their own private lives. But a lot of people have not transitioned that to or found a utility in the workplace. So there are people who will be interested in using these latest tools. They just don't relate it to a particular subject. So that's the challenge we need to solve. Because even some client work, we are making videos. Video editing is something which we have done for clients also. But we don't call that as a skill or a course because people don't learn it that way. But given the profile of our team and the enthusiasm they have for their mobile phones, it should be possible to get many of the people interested in this model.
Yeah.
Okay. And don't be, what my suggestion to you is, Sindhu, don't try to do it in one shot.
Yeah.
What I mean is that when you say supplementary course, we're now creating one more course system, right? then it will have its own same problem. Who will come, who are the captains, time, and this and that. So instead of doing that, you can say this version 20, whenever you're launching the 201, 301, you are going to take up these 3 tools. The next version will have some other tools, so that even over a period of 2 or 3 cycles, we will be consistent. The same people may not learn everything, but at least as a course material in the collection, you will keep that learning going on. So there will always be a practical aspect of learning and market tool, which is part of your digital marketing itself. So that way, you will be able to give the comprehensiveness to the course. It can be beyond 1 cycle. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. We'll discuss this in detail, and then we'll see when to restructure and at what levels and all.
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sundar. Okay, next I would like to call Thiru sir. He's waiting. Thiru sir?
So Thiru has come. Good.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Thiru.
No, what do you want?
No, just your sense of what happened in the last cycle, and is there any improvement or going down in terms of overall learning experience, and what else can be done from Dtouch team to enhance the learning experience, and what are the plans for the, let's say, deep learning in your case for the next cycle. So these are some of the broad summary points.
Yeah, I'm looking at only the outcome perspective. So we should be able to utilize people, at least that they should travel in that path. For example, deep learning or anything, that course is a long term. It's not a very short term, 2 months, 3 months course. It's a 2-year kind of stuff. Someone should get involved in that exercise, at least for 2 years. Over a period of time, they'll start doing some work. At least in 1 year down the line, they can do some tasks. Then keep enhancing. After a couple of years, they'll reach some level where their position will be secure sometime. That is a long process. It's not a very limited to very few areas. But other thing is specific skill related or any sports. We should be able to measure the outcome. Now, I'm not seeing that. It's really we are able to use anyone for any projects. For example, data collection. There is a course. I believe there is a course in data collection. But data collection live project is going on. And none of the team members, even the captain, is not involved. And again, same people are doing. So my view is an outcome-based approach. Even for transcription, I don't know when I randomly check with people, what is your understanding, what is that you are learning. They are saying rules or some samples, NPTEL type of videos. Transcription is certainly not that. Transcription is something language specific, linguistic oriented course. The next level is a translation, where a good transcription is understanding in one particular language. If you have a fluency in 2 languages, then you become a translator. But in the basic fluency in particular, the command over particular language, that is required for both cases. Our design or course plan should be focused like that. So more of people are learning rules and practicing some videos. That is not going to help anyway, because it's more of learning the linguistic thing, like understanding the grammar, more vocabularies, kind of stuff. Actually, it's a linguistic job. We are calling it as a transcription, but it's a part of a linguistic job. So the approach should be different. So that's the reason we are not able to utilize them, even for a project management. Someone may not be good in particular language. So supposing if we are doing Hindi transcription, we may not able to do it without knowing Hindi. But the approach, any language, there is the basics that I cannot write something this way. That is applicable to all languages. Some common sense. So that is also, that kind of support also missing. We are not able to pull anyone from the team. So somewhere we are missing, lagging. Our process and the outcome, some kind of gap, I would see. We may not expect immediate learning, immediate outcome. After 1 year, someone is able to do a full-fledged transcription, and it's fine. Translation also, to some extent. We cannot learn the transcription in 2 months, 3 months, like that. Translation is a 3 years thing, at least 3 years. So after 1 year, we can do simple translation. Slowly, we can enhance the skill. Somebody is interested in translation. That person, he may try to enhance the thing. Then they can go out to look for external courses, and they have to read a lot of things, a lot of books, domain related, general thing. So the reading will become a part of their life. So that in 3 years down the line, they'll become a reasonable or mid-level translator. So we are expecting someone to learn translation 2 months, do not one, and it's not going to work for a translation kind of. Even for a transcription also at same level of intensity is required in terms of learning a language. Actually, you have to learn a language. Transcription, suppose you're doing English transcription, you have to learn that. Similarly, Tamil, the grammar, vocabulary, domain-specific words, keywords, all those things we should start learning. So, these are the kind of things I would see. So, how to correct it, I don't know. Whether our captains are capable to run the course. They may, two things. One is designing the course. The next one is execution, delivery. We thought that captains will be able to deliver since they are doing the work. I don't know how far it is happening, but they are teaching whatever they know. So the course design itself, there is an issue. Whatever I know, couple of things, social, digital marketing, other things and all, I have not gone through, software testing and all. All the general skills, generally checked how things are happening. So whatever the captain's understanding, whatever they have seen, and whatever they are able to access in the internet, they are doing. But more of thinking, designing the course, so in the long-term perspective, is completely missing. One is design part, the other execution part as well. So more of becoming some process-driven thing. Mechanically, if you have to this enrollment, attendance, and test or assignment submission, like that it's going. But it is, should be some result-oriented thing. People should enjoy learning. Without enjoying, learning cannot happen. You cannot force anyone to learn unless until they get interest. So this is what my observation. How do we do this? Do we need all these courses, or can we, minimize our attention, focus to very relevant courses, few things, so that people will be gain something. At the end of the day, they should get a feel that I have learned something. I'm not the same as yesterday or 2 months back. Now I'm a different person. I know this. I'm able to speak something. I'm able to explain. Right? That transformation, the people should be able to feel. Whatever I acquired is more of mechanical thing. Again, they're saying the color coding. My review also, if I ask them what is the status, they are showing the color coding only. So many green, yellow, amber. This is only for displaying, So people again started taking it as how to crack the course. Crack the course means crack the system. Enrollment, attendance, and stay at the green layer. So this is the thing. Program is good, but the outcome is definitely a challenge. So we need to address that.
Correct, Thiru. See, it's a process. Nobody is expecting any result in the short term. What we have now established is that learning is not an option to anybody. It really doesn't matter whether somebody likes learning or not. They don't have a place, they don't have an employment in their life if they're not going to learn. It's not only for Dtouch, it's for the entire world today. The sooner people realize it, the better for them they will change. So that is something which we need to work on. And as far as whether people will be skilled in particular thing, annotation or transcription with all the things, there also answer is very clear. We are only looking at 301 level people to be able to be deployed in work direction. Now that is the goal with which we started the previous round. Now I don't know how many of that has really happened or not, but that is the only thing we are looking at. People who the captain certified 301 level are the guys whom they can be directly put in a project. If that can be achieved, even that will be a real achievement for us in terms of the fit into the business. The third point about whether we need particular course and in that course what other things we need to revamp, I think that's a process. Now this is what we've been discussing. This is the time right now. I don't want to rush into the next cycle in 3 days, 4 days like that. We should take time. We should take probably another 2-3 weeks to introspect. We should get feedback from all the end users, customers, pilots, and then to figure out what are the things we want to change. And the last point about whether captains are the people who can design and implement, I think even that question has to be raised and addressed in this cycle, so that we have a learning program which is integral to Dtouch, and the standards keep improving from one cycle to the other. Then we also make it more relevant in terms of the execution. Execution means client delivery. So the process is already on. Now, how much of it is efficient and how much of it is not happening by design, we should definitely review and take stock. And going by certain examples, last call we were not, some of the examples which we saw, something is really done extremely well. Like Q1 Cloud example, there is an external certification from our Dtouch process. So that is very good. Number two, they have covered their own requirement. See, nobody in Q1 Cloud is not certified. And now they have moved to 201, 301 also. Now they have also trained people who are not in Q1 Cloud. So in that sense, from a business perspective, they are almost covered for 100% growth right now. So that is also because one, it is very focused, only one subject, right from Udaya and Shweta, everybody is putting effort and doing something, and they are trying to update the content. And that cycle is pretty smooth and small, right? Whereas for some of the other things, the demand or the immediate application is not so clear. Let's say if you take even data collection, what we are doing in the course and what we are doing for the client, they're not even remotely connected at this point in time. So we need to revamp, reduce such gaps, and whatever changes we need to make, either in terms of the content or the captain itself, or even the design duration, whichever way it is. I think this is time for us. We've done about 3-4 cycles of everything, and we have got all kind of mixed experiences, and some not able to fit in that 7-8 week duration. And like you said, obviously the learning itself is not even started in that period, so you can't even expect completion. So, but I think from an overall point of view, this is time to take stock and do changes, whatever it requires at any level, so that ultimately it becomes more useful from a point of view, just not from a learning perspective and employees perspective alone. So in this context, you can also share your deep learning experience. That will be useful in terms of what your sense is, and did people show consistency, or is there a time issue? What are those challenges? And is it useful to people?
There is only very few people are regular. those who are interested, see, to gain the interest, it requires a minimum time. The beginning might look like a very dry subject. Everything will be new to you, and you have to learn a lot, different thing. Everything will be new. Suddenly you talk about mathematics, suddenly the programming thing, so let's say Python, someday connotation, something different things will come. People will not able to understand or gain the interest. Somehow they get past the initial phase. So 1 month, at least 1 month regular, then they will somehow be able to continue. So after seeing something, doing on their own. So Python is most of them programming is very remote things. It's somebody else, some third person's things, not for me. But when I are able to write a simple code on my own, like English, I'm able to speak one sentence for the first time, I'll be happy. Like I've spoken a word, a sentence, I'm able to communicate. Similarly, they're able to write a program, simple program. On their own or copying something is a different thing. So they are getting into that domain. So as a programmer, I'm able to do. I'm able to write a Python program by doing something. So that is the thing. Unless until they see that result, they will not gain interest. They start seeing the transformation. Oh, I am able to do. I am able to understand neural networks. I am able to understand all these jargons, whatever talking about, and it's more relevant. The latest recent thing. I'm also into that. So they are feeling little empowered. I am okay. I am part of some latest trend, and I also able to understand the terms, whatever we are talking. So that way they are gaining interest. So only 6, 7 people are regular. Regular means of which 4 are more regular, some 3 here and there. But 7 people. So out of 7, now 4 are qualified. So at least our internal selection. 4 are qualified for the client work, data engineering, data view, data engineering project. That is a result. That I see it as a real, success. If they are able to cope up, but I am confident, 95% confident they will be able to get through. Because whatever we have discussed, we have seen, and when the client is signing their material, whatever, it's more of it's already seen things, not something new we are seeing. So only thing we have to, like any other project, we have to train people to do that particular task, follow some procedure. The same thing only we are going to do. But in the prerequisite, the basic eligibility are in place. There is nothing new to them. Everything is already known concept. Whatever the term they are talking about, known, relevant. So only the process I have to learn. So that way, I see it as a success, and whoever regular and who are able to follow the instructions, whatever little assignment, I don't trouble them much. I don't trouble them much. We built a discipline of attending the session daily, whether you like it, whether you understand or not, but it's the discipline. Somehow you have to build your capacity to come and sit in 1 hour or 50 minutes. That's the first thing. So that way they're able to follow. Simple assignment. It's more of I want spoon feed as well. I say something and ask them to work on something else. More on that. They have to go and search, get data. So they will come and explain. They solve the problems. Particularly programming, when you do, you won't work. After some time, you try same thing, it will work. It's like that, it's a very usual thing. So when we try something in the session, it may not work. Then I'll give it as that as exercise. You try and come back tomorrow. They will come with a solution. So I changed this way. Now it's working. So that way, I'm really happy. People are able to cope up that level. So this gives us confidence.
These 7 people are from the same center, or it's some distribution is also there?
Spread across centers.
Okay, distribution is also there.
Mullu, TN Viluppuram.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I think this is
one person was there, but
really excellent. See, in terms of skill or data engineering, this is not the same as labeling or
that's all.
So it is, if people are able to invest time and gain confidence, that result is good. The second part is what you talked about, exposure to client or getting qualified in the client environment. So this is also pretty good. I think what we need to do is to one, be able to capture this essence. I don't know whether people also know it. See, even among Dtouch team, not many people will know what this happened in the current part. That we should take some effort to talk about it, or even make the couple of people to share their experience and so on. Second thing, what we should do definitely in the revamp design is that obviously we need to see how to scale this up, because if
we have to scale this.
7 has to become, let's say, 50 or 70. Then obviously Thiru's time every day and all of that is not something scalable. Maybe one more cycle you can try, but after that it will be very difficult. So we need to think through this part.
A couple of guys from the team also, they can act as a tutor. Some people are capable of doing that.
That is the model we need to work on. But the good thing is what you said, when the learning happens, obviously when we started the course, they wouldn't have imagined that there's going to be a client opportunity at the end of the course, because that was not there in the horizon. But when they went past the course and then an opportunity came, that they're able to familiarize themselves, or they're not absolutely under shock, or they're able to do the transition, is the good news. Because this is what we are not seeing in collection and annotation, and just now the point you mentioned when you started the feedback. So now this is a good lesson for us. So we have an example of cloud, we have an example of deep learning, we have some more examples also where the impact is immediately visible. Now we need to now debate and figure out what are the design elements that can scale, and what are the design elements that can be uniform across the courses, which we will probably do after this session is over. We'll have a session on specifically with the our business heads, and then we will see what we can do. That is so this time our aim was to tighten the testing and certification. So it has yielded a little bit incremental results than compared to last year, but we need to work on that a little bit more for the next time.
Yeah, next time like that only should go. We can do the courses, everything. But after some point in time, we should be able to get the certification, respective certifications, a lot of certifications. We identified a couple of certifications as well.
Yes.
And based on our requirement also, future thing, what would be more relevant to us? Which can be used for a delivery.
To see again, this is for all of us, including the Dtouch team. See, if you look at the Dtouch program or the name, I think we all forgot the name because we keep referring to Dtouch, right? The Dtouch stands for transforming our crew for excellence, right? It does not mean that green and yellow and red and we are now kind of equating that in a practical sense. This is what I said in a couple of last meetings also. So now the focus should be on the learning and the excellence part. This attendance and the green and things are only the conduit or the administrative part of it. So you cannot equate this to learning. Some of our captains have got it, and some of the learners have got it, because from the feedback which we receive among the people, we also understand that they do enjoy the learning component. Now the challenge in front of us is to scale this and spread it far and wide within the entire system. That is what we will do in the next cycle. Okay.
You have to scale, and the one is it's very easy to relatively easy to learn, train new people, freshers. The people with 3 years plus experience in the system is becoming a challenge. I don't know, they become old or the learning system is absent.
No, this is what I was saying, Thiru. This is what I was saying. See, now it's not an option. See, whether you are 3-year-old or a 30-year-old in the system, no, there is no option for any of us.
See, for me,
You have done the course, so why can't anybody else do the course? I don't see anything happening.
this is a continuous process. It's not one day, one course like that.
Correct. It is
See,
not
I have done something, but whatever we are doing is more of practical oriented. That is more of academic oriented. Whatever I studied. So here it's a more practical oriented. How do we implement? How do you use in particular area? That way only approach is that. For that I have to do a lot of things, homework. Whenever I find time, mostly nights only. So I have to prepare at least 1 hour session. 1 hour I have to prepare. 1 hour session. 1 hour. Otherwise, a weekly thing, 5 hours at a stretch. Sunday sometime or one night, full night. I have to spend that time. Then only I'll be at least I'll be able to manage that week. And it's not changing time to time. So people should find some time, to improve their, upgrade their skills and knowledge. Not only skill, knowledge. If you ask me genuinely, I would recommend that Dtouch to run the basics like our foundation, 6th standard to 10th standard subjects, language subjects plus science and mathematics. If we cover that, so I see a fundamental gap there itself. Basics, the elementary education, the skills whichever we supposed to, the knowledge we supposed to have gained during that schooling, it is missing. Somehow if we take effort to do corrections, that will help people. Some of the things are, see, annotation and all, they can, these are all graduates, no? They can do a Google search to learn. It doesn't require anybody's assistance at all. You need not run a course for that. You can simply give some topics, they can go and search and take that. It is not required. Some of the things we don't require course at all. The problem is the their searching ability, their understanding ability, somebody's guidance, spoon feeding, and our question bank culture. The question bank culture is a big problem. So we have to take the people out of that. So somehow they should think on their own, search on their own, ask questions, use a captain or session or peer group, anybody, get it clarified. Only if we are able to do it, then whatever course we put, we will see some real results. The foundation is completely missing. Without correcting your 6th standard English grammar, if you do some English course, how it's going to help? Even for a transcription, they will not able to write a proper one Tamil sentence properly. Though they are native Tamil speakers, most of them, at least 80%, they will write it wrongly, with spelling mistakes and grammar mistakes. They don't know which in I should put, which ill I should put, rar. So many things. They are lagging, completely lagging. So in the foundation, 6th standard to 10th standard. So if you find some way to do that, it's not all subjects, at least basics. Ennum eluthum. So ennum is numbers and basic writing. At least these two things. Simple mathematics and required basic science, otherwise the basic mathematics. At least arithmetic, small things. So that will actually bridge their gap, because most of the guys they have not effectively studied these courses, the classes, 6th or 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th and all. Simply they jumped. And 9th standard, most of the schools, they wouldn't have covered as 9th standard syllabus at all. Without studying 9th, they would have studied 10th syllabus. Without studying 11th, they would have studied 12th subject. And effectively, out of 7 years, 6 to 7, 12, Effectively, they would have studied some 3 years. This is what my guess. And the problem now is last 2 years lockdown. Somebody at the 10th standard in the 2020 March. Now college first year. So without doing any plus 2, they come to a college first year. Then this year also we don't know. And similarly, somebody was in first year in the college. Now he or she might be doing final year. It's engineering 4-year course. 3-year course is almost in the completion stage. So when we are going for recruitment, pressure recruitment, we'll have a big time challenge. All our guys, whoever we are talking about, the existing resources, they have done the full-time course. So whatever going to recruit, the new batches, they will come out of these batches. So 2 years minus 2 years. So definitely some bridge courses required for new people. So then existing people also figure out something to enhance their basic understanding. Because that is the basis for all, whatever higher learning, anything you learn, you need the fundamentals, right? Completely they're missing. When you don't know the tense, how do you learn advanced English? This is what my observation. If anything can be done in that area, I'll be the happiest person.
No, we'll have to work on this. There's no doubt on the part that the foundation part is not that strong for a variety of reasons. And we have also forgotten the habit of learning. So we'll do that. I think whatever improvements which we can do and even some fundamental design issues, we will take it up and address it. Not an issue.
Okay, thanks.
Yes, move on. Can we go to the next one?
Thank you, Thiru sir. So next captain Vijay can come up.
Hi, good evening, sir. Good evening, team. So am I audible, sir?
Yes, you are.
Thank you. Sir, I would like to emphasize on a few points. I think most of the points would have been covered by Thiru sir. So I already made a note of it, and he has covered most of the points with respect to academic and the captain execution part of stuff. So that would be the implementation from my end. So most of the things he would have discussed on that point of view. And so from my observation with respect to the Dtouch, where we are started and where we are now, and absolutely there is no doubt in that with respect to design and the course or how we are handling, and what about the captains and how the involvement and the way move it further, and we have no doubts on it. So definitely there is a very much improvement with respect to the design and the course content and everything what we have moved across. And post completion, what would be our inputs to the teammates or the people who's going to participate? For example, if I'm certified with one of the skill, for example, data collection. So what would be my career if I get these kind of works in that course? So I feel that part is missing. So I do see that last version, we have 3 participants who have cleared the data collection. And this time we have seen that people are clear, 14 of them have cleared data collection. Okay, where are they now? So just they got the certificates. Just keep it as it is. I participate in data collection course. I got the certificate. And how we gonna involve them in the future, the live projects? So that is one question fine from my end, and could be any kind of suggestions would be welcome. Your end.
So Vijay, the question is, you are addressing the right subject, but you are asking the wrong question. The question should be, if 14 people are certified, let's say, data collection, why are they not in the projects? Why are we not attending the project when we are doing data collection work?
Yes.
Are they good enough? Are they good enough to do live project? That is the question which we need to address.
Yeah.
I think we discussed this in the last thing also. See, the business is happening right now from a client acquisition point of view, pilots and clients and things like that. Dtouch has been put as a separate thing. Right now, there is no direct link. Like I said last time, ideally, I would like to look at the Dtouch data or HRMS data. If there is a data collection project is coming to me, let's say I'm going to do tomorrow, I need 5 people who can do data collection work in, let's say, Hindi or even English, right? We don't have a system by which we can look for that certified resources. If they are there, if they are good in the system, then we should give them a chance to first be part of the team. And if they fail to do it, it's a different issue. But right now, there is a gap there. We are treating the Dtouch certification as separate from the production line because of the time limit and all of that. And we are also not producing enough people to attract attention. Like even the translation example I've been saying in the past also, that if we are certifying somebody in good in Tamil, right? I'm saying I want to meet the person because it's one of the most difficult jobs to do. And if we claim that we are certified, then that also be tested and validated. So the question is not the organization will create one path, career path for this and that. Like I've been saying, if you are not certified, you are out of organization. I'm very, very clear about it. The question of who's going to do it. Is it that I want to send somebody out because they're not learning? Or client is going to say tomorrow that I don't want people who are not in this, not qualified, not trained. I don't want them in the process. Clients are very well within their right to say that. Then what happens? So the onus is not on the organization. I don't have to worry about career path of somebody who's doing data collection. I don't care. If you are good enough, if you're certified, projects will come to you. Projects will, opportunities are going to be, even today, I'm sure Thiru will agree. Even this year, we don't have data collection projects. But there's no connection between what we are doing and what we are preparing for. That has to be upgraded. That is what we need to do. We should be able to proudly say that we have trained so many people and there was an opportunity in the project and then we are able to utilize 50% of our people directly. That would be fantastic from a data point of view. But we need to work on it. It's not an easy, simple thing. But it is not our job, it's not your job or my job to define a career path for somebody who will do 301 in data collection, then go on to become this. That's not my job. This is how the work is going to happen. Today you are in HDFC, let's say, or Swiggy. Tomorrow you will be in data collection project. What do you do then? To prepare people. People may not be able to see that at this point of it. You and I can see, we can see where we are going. That's how we made these choices. Now the issue is how relevant are these courses to the business and how do we make people more qualified and certified so that the production team, if you are on the other side, if you are on the client side, if you are getting a new pilot, you should be thrilled to find the data people who are in the same domain and put them in your project. That's the idea. If you are successful there, there's no career path definition required at all.
Okay. So according to your questions, yes, I got your point, sir. So see, I have my super boss or I have my hierarchy. So for example, I have one of the resource who have cleared one of the XX certification, and one of the captain, he or she came to me and asked, if this person is really willing to, can I give this person to involve this project? Because since it is related to, this is a kind of one of the Dtouch course. So what would be the answer from your super boss and the subordinate who is going to involve in that? See, my answer would be, if the person is really willing to, because he or she has done the certification, definitely she should move from my project. So I have to create a backup for the project so that the next person will get a chance to move on. Is that possible from all the center? That was my question.
Okay. See, this is a very common issue, Vijay. See, if I am a delivery manager, if I were Vijay, if I have 10 people with me, I will be very reluctant to release anybody from my team. Because I have a process, I have a client, I have certain set process. I don't want to be disturbed by any of the new requirements unless it is coming under my domain and my project and my client and so on. So it's a very natural thing. And there will always be barriers within the center, forget across centers. Even we have had so many scenarios, I think all of you are here, you guys will be more familiar with what's happening on the floor. So if one resource has to be moved from project A to project B, that's not going to be straightforward and simple. Not in basic group, in any other organization. It is because that is how the roles are evolved and that's all defined, right? But today, these barriers also will have to go away, there's no doubt in my mind. And how will they go away? By creating this pull factor. See, today, what we are saying is we are taking the current client and the current process as the given. So therefore, I am saying, okay, I will not let my people to go and this and that. Tomorrow, if that process is not there, what are you going to do with your 10 people? Are you in a position to engage them? No, when the process is not there. And if they are not equipped, if they are not able to quickly adapt to something, everybody is going to be in trouble, right? Now, the answer to your question, have we created enough mechanism in the organization to make a smooth transition from flow to X, Y, Z? The answer is no. And probably you have to evolve that. You're not even ready. We just started the supply side. Your question will be valid if we have, let's say, 20 people certified in one particular skill, and a new project comes in, and we are going to recruiting new from the market completely, not looking at any of these guys, and the guys who are coming in are much poorer in skill and they're much inferior in terms of execution capability from our own people. Then what you are saying is valid. Then why is the organization not doing any effort to utilize our own people first? First choice, that is the, as they say, the first rate of refusal. We'll have to go with people who are already certified. But it's a little long journey. I mean, like I said in last meeting also, that will be our dream. If Dtouch can create a portal, let's say these are the guys who are certified in 301, 201 for collection, for annotation, for transcription, etc. And if there's a new project comes in, tomorrow you will only get a new project. You will be able to go and search yourself who are these 10 people who are good, right? Now somebody will be in Kapu, somebody will be in Viprang, somebody will be in your own team, etc. Then we need to figure out a way in which we can we feasibly put a team together. So if there are 20 people and we want a team of 7-8 people, it is maybe possible. And if you want 20 people and if you want a member of 20-member team, might be difficult because then obviously, like I said before, nobody's going to release immediately next week just because you're asking. Or the same thing, you will also not release when somebody's asking. Now, that is an ongoing process. You cannot put any rigid rules around it. But the pull factor in terms of the growth, right? Just imagine, let's say we get 5 new clients next quarter. And all of them are coming in labeling space, right? Then people will also understand. The Dtouch participants also will understand, saying that, hey, what is this? I'm working in this particular process, and this process is either stable or it's growing with 10%, 20%. But this other domain, they're having 50 people, then it's growing 60 people, then growing 100 people in 3 months. If they observe and see this, automatically all these barriers and our own internal rules and the way of working will have to follow the new method. But it's a natural process, it will happen. And we cannot be rigid about it. We certainly cannot form a rule saying that if somebody asks for this person will be immediately released. That's never going to happen. You yourself will not release.
Yeah. So that was. Okay, that
but
is
it will evolve. Your thoughts are valid, but we'll have to evolve into that situation.
So because why I ask these questions? It may be silly questions, but we are looking for those kind of people to improve our efficiency as well as our standards too. See, so what I would feel here is, so if I can give the person, so someone can able to accommodate the same, so definitely we can get the new projects. So that's where the whatever the ways we are finding out, so definitely we'll start with that. So that was one of intention where I would like to say about it. And also currently I'm running the project. I'm running the data collection project. As Thiru said, one project is running up. I'm handling that project, and I cannot see like most of the people who are got certified. So they are not a part of the project. So there is one of the little bit of worry from my end too. So I want in that streamlined in that kind of.
Is it because we're not able to utilize them? They're already preoccupied with some other project, or they're not able to.
I'm not asking them full-fledged, So time being, if they're ready to occupy, see, I can see the people who are ready to occupy, they are very much interested to get into the project, and due to that project constraint, current project constraints, what they are handling, that they're really able to come out of it. That is a one chance. And there are second thing is about people, they are not ready and still they're done with that course and got certified. So this is the second criteria. So there are two ways of things which I could see rather than just go for a live. So definitely this would be possible where the people are getting to the projects and get to learn via projects, then they can able to handle a team and we can run in a different way. So this is one of the suggestion which I would like to say.
Sure. The other thing which I'm also wanting to communicate is none of this efforts what we're doing will be impacting us in the short term. Like just now you said, even though you have the same team, you had a project but you're not able to utilize because somebody else is not releasing or they are occupied with something else. See, like I said before, just imagine if all of the people using Dtouch are skilled and available, then one, they will be multi-skilled. So this friction of I want only this person in this project will go away. In fact, I don't know. I know some of the organizations in the industry. When people come in, we are now talking about Dtouch in terms of changing the skills for the market requirement. But this organization, when it takes people, it trains them in 3 different processes. So it's part of their operational SOPs or the induction method itself. Nobody is assigned a single customer project. Everybody is assigned a minimum three projects in which they have to train and get certified. And they do have only rotational night shift policy. So only if these 2 conditions are acceptable, they even take up people. The advantage for the organization is, one, like I said, flexibility in terms of workforce. There's a volume in one process. Of course, it's not completely unrelated process. It may not be like one transcription, one Swiggy kind of a project. They have some logical thing. The way we are having some logic, they might also have some logic. But this is part of their recruitment policy itself. So we might even evolve to that extent, just not at the recruitment level. Even at the project assignment level, like you said, center or process, all these are barriers which we have created on our own. And in the virtual world today, in work from home, what is Vipram or what is Kapu? There's no difference. So what is Swiggy process? What is the transcription process? It is the way we have created. So there will be a time we only will dismantle all the walls and be ready for the market.
Sure, sir.
But it will evolve.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Vijay. So I think, sir, we are running out of time. Right now it's 4:19. So shall we continue? Because this call was scheduled from 3 to 4.
Oh God, as usual, I think this time Thiru is the.
Yeah.
Okay. So who is left? Can you just quickly run through the item?
Shanmuganathan is there. Soumya is there to talk.
Okay.
Yeah, I will. Yeah.
Okay. 5 minutes each.
Yeah. For data annotation 101 and 201, 301, altogether there were 143 students were enrolled. In that, 85 students are certified across the all level. So in previous version, there were 40 students were certified in 101 and 201. 301 was not there in the last version. So compared to all the level, 101 certification percentage is less compared to 201 and 301. So it's around 35 to 40%. So I can see the same trend in almost all the courses. So in the 101 certificate percentage is less compared to 201 and 301. So in the weekly captain session, it's around more than 60% of attendance I get across all the weeks.
So totally, how many people are certified, Shanmuganathan, annotation?
85 students, sir. Out of 140.
201, 301 level?
In 201, 28, 301, 27.
Okay, let's say 55 people.
Yes.
So have all of these crewmates done any annotation project, live session, live projects?
Yes, actually I used a month before around 8-9 people used 2-3 days, sir, for live project.
18?
8 people, sir. Only 8 people.
So 8 out of the 55.
Yeah. I use live project.
Okay, so like Vijay said, why are we not able to utilize the rest of the team?
Sorry, sir. I didn't.
No. You said you used 8 people.
Yeah.
But you certified 55 people.
No, actually, those people are only available on that particular time. Also, those people are under in my supervision, so that I can easily pull.
Okay, so you only decided that you will move from project A to project B.
Yes, sir. Only for 2-3 days. For Sunday and Saturday thing, I pull them and utilize.
Okay, so the other people who are certified still may not have done a live project.
No, actually, more than 50% they're already in the annotation project itself, sir.
No.
They are doing the simple.
Current process itself is annotation.
Yes. They are doing only one of annotation. For example, only bounding box or polygon annotation. In the course we are covering text, video,
Okay,
like yeah.
They've expanded their skill set even though they are already working on it. Oh, okay, that's really good actually. Because
yeah, actually they want to expertise in the particular domain.
Okay. Got it. See, the other thing which is missing, Shamunathan, in our thing, especially for annotation, right? So let's say when I go to a customer, I can say that we are doing projects for XYZ, and that's one way to start. The other way to say is, okay, we have 55 people certified in annotation. These guys are very good. They can do bounding boxes. They can do other form of annotation, everything. Now, therefore, you should give me business. So this is another point I can say. But they will turn around and ask me, what is the advantage or what is the uniqueness of this group team? Suppose you are saying 55 people are trained in labeling, that's fine. But what is the difference it has made in their output? Are you guys better in terms of turnaround time? Are you having shorter cycle time? Or is your quality significantly different than somebody who's not done the Dtouch course? So how do we translate the knowledge and skill which we are imparting through the Dtouch into something which can work in the marketplace? Business guys want to know, how am I going to benefit? If I'm the customer, I want to know, like you said, there are already people who are doing annotation projects. Now they've undergone a Dtouch with Shanmunathan. What is the benefit to the client?
Yeah, so whatever the pilots and all comes on, they quickly grasp up what the customer want.
No,
so
that is
yeah,
pilot customer. No, my question is different. See, you told me that the current people who are doing bounding box, now they went and learned new type of annotation. But their work still requires only bounding boxes.
Okay.
So for that client, what is the advantage we are giving by going through Dtouch course?
Yeah, so the quality of the output is improved, sir. The quality of the output, then what their customer want, they easily pick up their easily synchronize what they want, so that the team can work on the particular align.
No, in terms of error rates you're talking about.
Yes.
But how will that? How will your Dtouch address the error rate? That's not what we teach them, no.
No, actually, we are giving the feedback for the previous week's assignment, sir. What they missed, yeah.
That is in the Dtouch context, you are giving exercise, giving feedback, correction, like your teacher is correcting your marks, all that you do. But those who are already doing annotation, live annotation project, right? For those crewmates, when they join our Dtouch course, does it make an improvement or an impact on their daily SLAs which they are working with the client?
Yes, instead of AHT and quality.
So you're saying AHT will improve, quality scores will improve because of Dtouch?
Yes, definitely.
But have you observed this on the floor?
Yes.
People who have done this work?
Yes, sir. So those who are in hypervigilance, I already since those who are their AHT and the quality was improved.
Okay. I think this is an important aspect which we will have to take into account in the next design. How do we measure the visible improvements? Like the Thiru example what he gave, the people who learned or trained something, when the opportunity came, the client wanted to shortlist people. So these 3-4 people who are gone, then if they pass the client scrutiny, then we are done. At least we've done one part of the assignment of Dtouch. But beyond that, every time we cannot wait for a new opportunity client. It's just coincidence that happened this way. But there must be other ways in which we should be able to tangibly measure what improvement we are making in people's lives. So next design, I think we should consider this also.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Thanks. Thanks, Shamanathan.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Shamanathan.
Good afternoon, Sumani.
Yeah, Soumya, good afternoon.
Yes, Samya.
So this time in totally I have about 52 people who have taken all 3 certifications. So out of which 201 and 301 I have 15 people, and the rest of it is 101. So there is one thing that I observed. I don't know if it is the same across all other courses. So those who had joined completed 101. The majority of them, say 80-90%, had been in 201, and also the 201 past people had joined 301. So is it the same across other courses? I don't know, but I just had an observation.
Sorry, you're saying the same people have come back?
Yeah, mostly.
No,
And
201 have come to 301 now.
yes. And 101 past had come to 201.
So
Like
that is
not,
good. No, that is what we want actually.
yeah. So I don't know if it is the same or is it unique here. Not too sure. And then the typing, the way they looked at typing in the initial stages, their idea of typing had now changed. Now we don't have to force them to take typing, and the typing skills have also considerably improved. And in the 301, out of the 15 people, non-NPTEL people were 9. In fact, that was more. I was a little surprised. So I thought it would be the other way around. So yeah, that's it from my end in regard to the numbers.
How many people ended up doing live projects, Samya?
Live, no. I don't think anyone have done, but I'm not 100% sure on it.
But how come in transcription we don't have that scenario? People should be able to take up files and start doing it, no?
No, whoever was an NPTEL, they are working on it. The non-NPTEL people, I don't think they've had a chance.
Then what will they do after the learning?
When we get a transcription project, we can deploy them.
Sorry?
We have a transcription project. Once we get a transcription project, we can deploy them.
No. Why do you have to get a new project? See, existing people, we still have delivery challenges. We have partners outside organization, all of that. No.
Yes.
So this is the link which Vijay also raised and Thiru also mentioned. See,
Yes.
the link between the business operations and the Dtouch has to be stronger. The reason why we picked up captains from our own internal team is to make that happen. Of course, it has helped in making the connection, but it has not resulted in an obvious impact or even a trial choice. Right now. That's one aspect which we need to work on. I think that since all of us know the pain and all of us are also the beneficiaries. So if you are wanting a good high quality resource for transcription to be released from Zomato process, then you should also be willing to release an NPTEL resource to a data annotation project. So it's a give and take. That's the guys who are going to ask you are in the car. The DNX team is going to ask, DNX is going to give. Right now, yes, it's not easy. I can't even visualize that kind of scenario, but it will happen with the pull of the quality of people whom we are certifying and the number of people. Okay. So nobody can deny that. Today it is difficult to decide. Even Shanmugam nicely said, since they are both on my projects, I move people from X to Y.
Yeah.
But the barriers which we have created, either center-wise or process-wise, will also have to give away at some point in time. But right now, there's not the proper time. But we don't want to create chaos in the system. but the pull will automatically ensure that it happens for everybody. And the DNX guys are the ultimate decision makers. They are the ones who have to figure out a way to sustain this.
Okay.
Okay, sure. Thanks,
Thanks.
Samir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Soumya.
Thanks, Shanmuraj.
Sure, Chanmaraj.
Mohinder?
No, Sharma, it's already done.
Okay, fine. All right, so I think we have completed for all, sir.
Okay, good. So I'll just summarize 3 points on whatever learnings we have done, and we can look forward to the next one. See, one is the lessons which we have in the last 2-3 cycles is tremendous. Across the captains, across the thing we have learned. We have learned a lot of lessons in terms of what works, what doesn't work, etc., etc. We also made last time that we will start looking at the quality of the output, which is what is coming today's discussion also. So that is one aspect which we'll have to definitely take into account the new design. The second is about the role of captains and what it means to be a captain, and how do we ensure that we are able to balance both the delivery of our work and the role of captain. Like I raised it before, is the captain a teacher, or is he a coach, or is he a manager? So we need to find some more concrete answers this time in the next design. The third aspect is obviously we need to revamp the entire list of courses and the curriculum. We will take feedback, structured feedback from Thiru, Prashant, Ashwant, and Saurav, and everybody. In fact, you guys are supposed to send me one note, Shanmuraj.
Yes, sir. Actually, I sent it to Veena. She will be adding it and sending it today.
I am scheduling a review with the business heads shortly. So I want to take it up with them and get all their inputs, validate, and that will be the starting point for the design work. And we will spend time. This time we will not rush into announcing dates. Right? I would like to spend the entire month of September in rethinking, redesigning, visiting ourselves, and listening to people inputs, and how do we make it more enjoyable, more useful, and learning part, right? So we will not put ourselves into time pressure to start the next course immediately, but we have to do the homework. So once you give me the note, I will talk to the business heads, and maybe we'll have to have one more connect with everybody. We can invite all of the people to design the contour of what we want to establish in the next cycle.
Sure, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, captains.
Right.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.